And like that, we've begun. You do that? Cherry Gate. I'm editing it, so I don't.
Yeah,
I'm not going to edit nothing.
I do it every time I do a podcast as well, or even a video sometimes. So I'm linking up the audio and.
Sometimes I don't know whether or not to put the intro on or just start the podcast. So this will be an adventure we all two together. Everyone, welcome to BRAWCAST. This is a very special episode for lots of different reasons. First of all, it's one of the first times in about 2 years that we've actually had JJ on the show.
How you doing, man?
In real life.
Oh,
in the same room.
In the person.
So before we started, we were kissing, but then after that, we were talking about why we're here. And if you've never watched BRAWCAST before, well, you'll know how this all started. This is about talking to weird and wonderful individuals from all around the world. Some of them bearded, some of them not.
Of course.
We've talked to comedians, we've talked to MMA fighters, we've talked to trainers, we've talked to yoga instructors, actors, comedians, beard models, barbers, and everything in between. But this all started off, of course, being a podcast that was brought to you by Brawbeard Oils. It is their podcast, and we invite you from wherever you are in the world to come and join us. Now, I became host of this about 2.5 years ago.
I think it was about it would be 2.5 years ago. It was the start of the pandemic.
It was literally within days of the pandemic starting. Like, I mean, what, maybe.
In fact, it was the week after the Brawbeard Moustache Championships 2020.
I think it might have been a couple of days after.
Oh, you're right.
It was me and Jimmy.
You and Jimmy, and it was the Monday after. The event was on the Saturday. You done it on the Monday.
Yeah.
And we were ready to do another one.
I think so. And then, boom!
Yeah, shut down.
All that stuff that if you mention it online, apparently Facebook and that has a heart attack. So when that thing happened that shut down the world, that shut down the world, and we're still all suffering the effects from now, happened, BRAWCAST went online. Yes. So it went on to StreamYard. We got to talk to that was weird and wonderful at the same time, because we got to talk to people in their homes and all around the world. We were doing ones in New Zealand, we were doing ones in North America, and so much more. But what we're here to talk about is the 10th anniversary of Brawbeard.
It is, man.
Your baby.
My baby, I know. I was thinking about this the other day. It's mad. Like, I remember breaking my back in 2011. Right. I remember being in hospital there, and then going through the recovery and rehab and making the beard oil that would become Wolver. Yeah. Which became my first Brawbeard oil. That was October 2012.
So I've never really got to. I mean, I know this story partly because we've talked about it before a little bit. Yeah. But we've never actually got to sit down and go, 10 years. Aye. How mental is this? And you've, of course, you've created not only Brawbeard, the brand, not only the oils, not only everything you can get, but it's out there on social media. You've got a YouTube channel with instructional videos, everything. Go and check them out. Go and check out all the episodes in the archive. But we are going to take that little journey. We are going to take that little journey with JJ as our special guest, if you like, for the first time ever.
It's great being back on the BRAWCAST, man, because as you say, we've done it on StreamYard for
we did a couple that were always kind of catch-ups, and we were kind of even at like a point where the world was kind of like, what's going on? Aye. Brawbeard kept going.
We kept going, aye. It's one of those things you adapt, don't you? Yeah. You've got a brand to run, you've got people expect content, so we've got to keep making it, and you just get creative. Yeah. It's like, we're in the asylum here.
Yeah, well, I should say, I haven't even said where we are. We're actually in the offices of Insane Championship Wrestling in Glasgow. Mark Dallas and Scott and the whole entire team very kindly gave us what is actually the male changing room.
Is it? Right,
yeah.
Okay.
Look how tidy it is.
Yeah, mate, I know. It's better than my bed.
There is one of those benches that you get at schools.
So there is.
Which confuses you. One of the ones you would turn upside down and walk along.
That's right.
Very confused by those. Yeah. Very confused by those. But there it is.
What I was thinking is these guys adapted as well.
Yeah, we did.
You've just got to adapt and overcome the obstacles in front of you, and that's what we've done. We've done the BRAWCAST. You took the reins in what were 90. No, how many episodes you done? You've done about 109 episodes now.
I've done a fair amount now.
Right.
I've done a fair amount now. I didn't realise we'd done that many. Because at one point we were weekly. We might go back to weekly again. We don't know. We're gonna kind of see it. The world is kind of opening up, and people seem to be hungry for the content, which is nice.
Well, that was it. It was like we were doing it one a week because people were accessible. They were in their house.
They were accessible all the time, and it's evolved as well. Because like obviously, Tosh just came aboard. I know some of you are very kind about those episodes where we basically talk shite for an hour, but they are funny. And then we still get some guests in from time to time. But I guess what the main thing to talk about is where did the beard oil come from? Where did the idea come from? Because I've seen the pictures of you and your biking leathers and what have you, and it's a stubble.
Well, yeah.
Not like this beast we have now.
No, there was a period of time I had almost like a long goatee, but shorter sides. And so that was when I was racing mountain bikes. It was nowhere near as long as this.
Yeah.
And it was just something I never paid attention to, was like itchiness under my chin with the helmet strap. When I was wearing a helmet all the time, I get irritated under there. And then also breaking my back gave me time to recover, gave me time to do other things, I guess. So I started to learn massage therapy, sports massage therapy through recovery. And then part of that was make massage oils for the course. So I was learning how to use the natural oils and stuff. And Elaine, my wife, she was using hair oil, just expensive stuff from like Boots or whatever. So I started making natural hair oil for her, and then started to understand what it was for. Like, does stop dry skin and stuff like that, condition the hair. I thought, well, maybe I can use that on my beard, get rid of the itchiness, irritation, and then the dandruff that was sitting on my top. Yeah. And it worked, but I need to thicken up the oil a little bit because beard hair is more coarse. Yeah. And it seemed to work. It just became a natural conditioner. I liked it. I gave it to family and friends who had facial hair. So like, see what you think of this. And then the word started to spread. And then I thought, right, well, there's interest. Let's build a website and see what we can do. And then, it just slowly started to snowball through there. Out with my grasp sometimes. But I just learn as you go along. Was there ever a point during that, because it seemed, like you say, it seems so kind of linear and so kind of fluid that it went from one thing to another? Listen to you using the phrase linear. Holy crap, what's all that about? Wouldn't you be saying that on Breakfast Radio? Tell you that or nothing. Dickheads. But the thing is, but it does seem to be, was there a point where you ever went, whoa, because obviously you were doing other stuff in your life, and this was kind of like, I don't want to say a side hustle, but did you ever think, even at that point, could this become what I do? At the time, no. I was a graphic designer at the time, and I'd been in that job, I don't know what the timeline was, but when I left, I'd been there for 14 years, so I'd been there a while. And I was running Braw on the side as a side hustle. And it was starting to get a wee bit of momentum, and it wasn't really until we ended up in the newspaper, because no one was really doing beard oil at the time. And the local newspaper got hold of it, thinking, what the hell is this guy up to? And it started to get a wee bit press coverage, and then somehow Fred Durst got interested in it, Philip Biscuit. And when he tweeted about it, all the socials just went boom. And I was like, fuck, I've got to take this more serious. And it was all right, I was already serious about it. We also had the insurance in place, we also had the safety assessments in place, all the legal shit was in place, which cost a fortune at the start. But being, I'm always well planned, like everything's well planned, so I knew I had to have them in place to progress forward. So with that in place, I thought, well, there's nothing stopping me making it my full-time job. So that's what I geared it towards. Continue working to pay the bills, but start building this business on the side, and when the time comes, make the jump. And that's what happened. Jesus. That was the end of 2017. I fully made the jump.
Oh wow, that recent?
Aye, because I went part-time. At the end of 2016, I went part-time with my work. Right. Because they kind of needed me as well. Right. In the position.
So they were like, I mean, you could go, but could you stay? Could you stay at the same time? Yeah.
Exactly, because the position I was in, there was only 4 of us in the artwork studio. Right. And the amount of work they had required the 4 people. So they wouldn't really want to let me go and train somebody else up. So we agreed to go part-time, and I'd done that for, 8 months, maybe a year. And I just got to the stage, it's not fair on them. Me dedicating all this time to Brawbeard, and I thought I need to make the jump, so that's what we've done. And,
there you go.
Yeah. It's been a roller coaster. Well, it's a roller coaster the whole time, but since then, fuck me, it's like working for yourself. It's like,
yes, I do. Yes, I do.
It falls on your shoulders.
Yeah, well, that's it at the end of the day. But hell, it's also a hell of a motivator. It's no one's going to sit there and no one wakes up in the morning and goes, "How do I put money in JJ's pocket? How do I get the Brawbeard brand out there?" And that's the thing as well. I mean, I know that you're back at uni just now.
Yeah.
It's about studying effectively just to make the business better.
That's exactly it. It was the thing is, I've never been to university before. I went straight from school into work in a graphics company, just because that's what my parents done. It's like I just figured that's what you do. Just go straight from school into work, start making money. And the opportunity came up in whatever year, 2018 I think it was, 19 maybe, to go to university to do a business management degree.
Right.
The place was offered to me. And it's called a graduate apprenticeship course. So what it is, it's a full-time 4-year honours degree.
Right.
But it's designed for an employer to send an employee to learn to bring those skills back to the business.
Okay.
Right. But I'm the only person that's got my own business on that course. So I just winged it. I was like, fuck it, I'll apply for it, see what they say. And they accepted me. I went along, met the principal or what the head dude at the uni. Right. And he says, we can take you on. Maybe they were struggling for spaces, I don't know.
Oh, well, I'm going to say, I'll be checking that out when I get up the road.
I'll give you the details.
No, it sounds good, I always want to keep the options open, because so far, I am the only person that's ever worked for me. So,
well, that's it, aye.
So I'll have a word with him. Our HR department is shocking. Shocking, I can assure you that. I'll have to have a strong word with them. But, so, in terms of from there to here, do you ever look back and go, like, how the hell did that happen? Because, like, 10 years. So that's 10 years from that first little bottle all the way to where we are right now.
Yes.
That's mad.
I know.
That's mad. Do you ever look back and go, I can't believe you managed that?
Aye, plenty of times.
Yeah.
Like, there's been a few times I've been close to throwing the towel in. Like,
I get you.
Aye, you've been there as well, eh?
Yeah.
Like, my mum passed away in 2014. That was close. There's been a few other things along the way, just things crop up. Sorry. You know, money gets hard sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, is this worth it? And then something amazing happens. You're like, fucking right, it's worth it.
Yeah.
You know, and like I can dictate how my week goes. You end up working 6 days a week. You know, and try to raise a family. It's not easy, but you make time for it. You make time for work. You make time for training, or you know, whatever you're into.
I don't make time for training, JJ. Just to make that very clear.
Well, I'm just saying, like,
I don't make time. I saw a picture of you showing off your fucking abs the other day, and I just was like, yeah, okay, that's fine.
I know, I'm
making all the rest of us feel really bad.
Sorry, dude. Well, it's that thing. It's like, I put that up on social media because it's accountability for me as well.
Yeah.
It's if I put that up once, folk are just going to go, what's he doing now? Like, he's giving up on the gym. Whereas if I'm putting up every time I'm there, which is 3 days a week, that's my accountability to keep going and keep posting that thing, because I owe it to myself to keep posting. It's like anything you post. Like even the orders, when I post the orders every day.
Yeah, I see that, yeah.
I do that because the customers like to see their order. They get excited knowing that, fuck, that's my order. It's getting shipped out today, I'll get it tomorrow. And
it's also nice to see, because, I mean, you're not going to get that with Amazon. You're not going to get that with anything else like that. You're probably not going to get that, and I'm not throwing shade. I know someone's going to say, he's throwing shade. I'm not throwing shade. You're not going to get that with most beard oil companies. Like, you're not going to get, because there's a real connection you have, and I think that people just naturally connect with when they see Brawbeard. I mean, it's got that's the whole thing. I mean, going all the way to the championships, you don't need to do the championships. I mean, but it's an event, and it's an upsell, and it's something that people like to come and just have a good time, and they buy stuff and they have a good time, and why not?
That's it, man. If they came along and didn't buy anything, it wouldn't really bother me. It's a community. I'm trying to build the community. Like, everybody's there for having fun. It's like, there's so many people out there who feel lonely or cast aside, you know, the kind of alternative lifestyle. And I want to build this community where, you know, everybody can come along to the championships and have a laugh. They can compete if they've got a beard if they want to. If they don't have a beard, they can enter the fake beard category.
Yep.
There's a band, just come and watch the band.
Nice.
Yeah, it's just a good event, eh? And somebody actually messaged me yesterday saying, I want to come to the champs, but I'm coming on my own. Is it a welcome atmosphere? And I was like, you'll not find anywhere more welcome.
I think so, yeah.
It's, you know, it's a big party, really, isn't it?
Yeah. Nobody's going to. You're not going to feel. You're certainly not going to feel left out.
No, not at all. But that's the thing, though. We've got the Brawlerhood community online, the Facebook community, and it's amazing amount of people who have met each other online, and then they get in person and they make a new friend, and that's it. It's just like friendships are made.
And particularly during lockdown, when the communication that was going between everyone, they were talking about their emotions, and you know, we were all opening up during lockdown, but it was the connections that people make with the brand. I mean, it's a cool, as well as that, It's a cool brand. Let's talk logos, which I don't have on today, and I feel bad about.
That's right, I've got one.
There we go. There's a logo there.
It's hidden by my beard frame.
It's. I was trying to see if there was any sitting about here. Jester's over there. Not the actual person, just the picture. And we've kept him over there with a ball gag, and he's a wee dirty.
Tied up on that bench.
Just exactly. He's just balancing along the bench, butt cheeks on the back, just grasping it. That is the control he has. But it's about making. When you were like going from the bottle to the business, like going for like you need to launch a brand. Like a number of times I've been asked over the years, like, but what's your logo? Do you have a logo? And it's like, I'm a comedian. I don't really have a logo, but I get when people go, but you should have a logo. You should have a brand. You should have something that people go. And I get all that. I get that most comedians don't fucking do that, and I totally should. I'm probably just giving that away. How did that come about? Like, when was obviously you got the graphic designing background, of course.
Yeah.
Was that something you kind of set out to go, I want this to be kind of cool or different or set out? Because like you said, nobody was doing beard oil at that time. How do you do something that makes people go, hey, what's this?
Well, I was sitting, I'd created the beard oil, not knowing it was going to become a business, but I used to like drawing. I'm shit at it now because I've not done it for a long time. Okay. But I used to just sit and sketch. And I've got a sketch pad full of kind of old logos some were shocking.
Okay. But I would love to see that. We would love to see that. A beard with a big smile on it or something. Like wee legs.
It's like the outline of a beard with a logo, the name inside it and stuff. It's shit. But
I've seen a beard company. It's that logo. So I love the fact you're like, totally shit. Some guy out there going, I thought I'd smashed that, JJ.
Sorry, dude. No, so I was sitting drawing skulls, and I kind of like the pin-up hot rod kind of style. I got a few books on that as well. So sitting drawing skulls and different angles and stuff, and then that one just off to the side, I thought, well, you can see the side of the beard, you can see the length of the beard. And then so I done that, and I thought, spiky hair, just add a bit more edge to it, put a bandana, like a snood bandana thing on its head. Just kind of tied into the outdoor lifestyle, and just edging this rock and roll, black and white.
Yeah.
And it just started to come together. I drew it and then I took it into Adobe Illustrator.
Right.
Done it in Vector there. Like extended some things just to make it a bit edgier.
Yeah.
And it came out the way it is, and that's how it's been since. I just thought it looks cool. People like it.
Do you know what I keep forgetting it's a skill? I don't know what I think it is. I keep forgetting it's a skill. I see the logo, but I never think about breaking the logo down and going like, oh, it's a skill.
It's got that expression on it as well.
Yeah, I don't think of it as being. I think of it as being the Brawbeard logo, which I guess is what you want to set out with any brand. Like I never think like, oh, there's a skull with a beard and a wee hat on. Well, how's it go here? How's it go?
Well, that's it. It's like a bandana. What do you call that? Head thing.
Bandana? Is it not bandana?
It is, but the hair sticking at the top. That's not all I just drew it.
Yeah, it looks good. It looks good is what I'm saying.
I appreciate it.
So obviously, as you've grown, the brand has grown. I mean, for the 10th year anniversary, I mean, I've got to say, can you give me some of your highs? Right, because there's going to be highs of the last, like a couple of your highs in the last 10 years. I mean, obviously, selling that first bottle, getting that first product out there's going to be a big one. Yeah. But what would be some other ones like that?
The first sale was definitely one when we built the website.
Do you remember who it was?
Mate, I don't, off the top of my head, I don't, but I checked it a few months ago.
Have they bought any more? Just that one bottle and never.
No, they bought some more. I don't think they're a customer now, but they were. I don't know, 4 orders or something.
Scumbag.
No, but.
We'll take the 4 orders.
They may be shaved, mate. I don't know. They may be shaved.
I never thought about that. Could be did.
or that.
Could be did. We never thought about that. There you go, sorry.
So that was cool, man. When that first order came in, but it was nerve wracking. You're like, fuck, I need to fulfill this now. Yeah. And then I hope the person likes it. But other ones, the first time somebody sent in a photo for the Brotherhood community, so we've got a gallery on the website, and that's how the Brotherhood started. Somebody just sent a picture in with them and their beard oil. Nice. So I kind of encouraged it after that, and then people kept sending them, and that's how the Brotherhood gallery started. And then we took that over to Facebook, so we got the community in there. And then, so that was good, getting that first kind of. Somebody's proud to stand with their bottle. Yeah. And then the championships. Then we decided to do the championships. Of course. We were one of the headline sponsors on the British Beard and Moustache Championships in 2017, I think it was. And then or 2016, I can't remember. Then when we decided to do the Brawbeard and Moustache Championships, we got the Liver Beards for Liverpool who ran the British to give us a hand. And that was nerve-wracking as well. Having never done an event before. Yeah. I thought, fuck it, we'll give it a shot, see what happens. And it went in a storm, man. It sold out. Got loads of press coverage off the back of it. We were on live TV talking about it, STV. And that was just another thing to add to the CV, I guess.
Yeah.
Just the Brotherhood are cool, man. I just love jumping in the Brotherhood group. Cause there's no arseholes in there, eh?
No, there doesn't seem to be.
No.
Everyone's always been very, very supportive, even when, like, I think I turned up at the first championships I hosted without a beard. No, I don't think. I think I've always had a beard of some description. Yeah. So I think that, see, if you're hosting a beard championships, the least you could do is like just grow a wee bit of facial hair, like something. And not that if there's any women out there, they can do whatever they need to. But if a lady turns up with a full-grown beard, then I'll be more than happy to hand the mic over.
Totally.
Now, in terms of, obviously, it's amazing how your family's embraced the business. Because obviously we've got Mrs. Brawbeard on.
Yeah.
I think Elaine's actually known as
Mrs. Braw.
Mrs. Braw on it. And I think we have had an opportunity of chatting before and going, what was that scary moment? Because I had it with stand-up.
Yeah.
And bless my poor wife, I think at this point she's kind of like, just fucking do whatever you fucking... Stop discussing this shit with me, you've done all right. But it is that thing, like having your partner going like, cool, it's got your back. And she's became very much, she was she pregnant? No, she wasn't. She wasn't pregnant when she was show managing one of the events.
She was, eh?
She was,
2021. She was heavily pregnant. She was due in April and that was in February. So
2021? Did you have
2020.
Oh, fucking don't do that.
I think I said 2021.
No way did I miss one.
No, 2020.
But that was weird, man, because like remember they were filming Batman literally next door.
Next door, right?
Because like even though John had gone to the trouble making sure he had a car parking space and I had a car parking space, a couple of other people did. Still felt like I was trying to break into Fort Knox, getting into the car park at the Drygate.
I know.
You're sure you're not here to spy on the Batman film? And it's like, I didn't even know there was Batman filming. Let me in the fucking place.
Well, that's it. Usually we get the whole car park for like staff or whatever. And this time I phoned up and it's like, everything cool, just last minute organisation. And it says, right, whoever it is, the production company have got half the car parking, you've got the other half. I was like, fuck, I need more than that. But we sorted that out. But yeah, it was so cool coming out the doors as we're setting up the event. Batman's over there. Yeah. We are there.
It's so weird.
It was really cool.
It's so weird. But and then obviously again like the time frame. I don't think people appreciate the time frame of how quickly everything changed. Because like I think I can remember being at an ICW show, funnily enough, maybe start of February, when people going like, "Oh, that's a case in Dundee."
Aye.
That's a case in Dundee. And then within a month they were actively talking like I think I did a gig on the Thursday and the Friday, and by the Monday everything was shut down.
Was it?
It was that quick.
Aye.
It was that quick.
I remember it. We just got it in at the Champs. But I don't think there was any threat at the Champs. I don't think there was any talk of it.
No, I don't think there was any.
It was 100%
we were happening. I don't think there was any real talk of it then. It escalated really quick.
It was a couple of weeks after the Champs. That's when it really
literally,
yeah. Yeah, I remember that. I was thinking we were so lucky to get that done because it would have been a nightmare if the pandemic could be brought to like even a month closer, because we'd be looking at cancelling flights for people, hotels, that kind of stuff as well.
Trying to refund money even. It would be a nightmare because everyone kind of went, everyone's gone home. Well,
that was it. But we always put tickets on sale the day after of the previous event, which we did. But luckily there wasn't too much sold. There was maybe 50 tickets sold or something like that.
So I
was able to refund them, no problem. But yeah.
Should have done what everyone else did in the entertainment industry, just kept them going. We'll put them forward in 6 months' time. We'll all be back open in 3 weeks, clowns. But from there to here, I mean, we've got to ask, like, obviously the last 10 years, I mean, there's been a real evolution of what you've done, and even people, coming to and fro over the last couple of years. Who's been some of the people that you've really enjoyed interacting with on the back of Brawbeard? Because it's not just about selling the product, it's about getting the product out there. Obviously you've been sponsors the likes of Jamie Coward and loads of other individuals, which has kind of extended it. But who has been some of the true highlights of going like, or some of the cool moments of being able to go working with that person, doing it with that person? I mean, you mentioned the fact that Brawbeard will live forever is on a bike in a game,
in the PlayStation game,
which I think is so cool. Because that means that lives forever somewhere. That goes on forever.
Well, there's 3 versions of that game. So there's a TT Ride on the Edge 1, Ride on the Edge 2, which are out. Ride on the Edge 3's coming.
There we go.
And I just seen a wee sneak artwork and it made it.
Are you in it?
I'm not in it. Jamie's in it. I'll show you after this one. I can't share it publicly. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. So yeah, to see.
And I understand you're in Crash Bandicoot now, which is very exciting. Very exciting. New Crash Bandicoot.
But
that'd be a deal to get.
I know, that's not bad.
That would be a deal to get. Try to get the game somewhere. Because I remember there used to be games like were sponsored by like Skips. KP Skips.
KP Skips.
No, like Skips for like outside your house.
Yeah. The ones you stick in your tongue and
the fizzle away. Yeah. Melt in your mouth, I believe, was the.
Well, there's been some cool people, man. It's like, yeah, Jamie Coward and Lee Johnson are really cool because I grew up on motorbikes. Like, my dad used to race road bikes.
And they're cool guys as well.
They're very cool guys. Yeah. They're always accommodating as well. Anytime I'm going to race events to make sure can I get tickets and stuff like that, and they look after me, which is nice, really nice. And I've met some cool people through that as well, like Keith Flint for the Prodigy. Yes. I met him at the TT, and then he recognised me and my dad at Donington British Superbikes, whatever year it was. And it was just so cool, just walking along the pits, and he's like, all right, man. So we stopped and talked for 20 minutes.
Oh, that's very cool.
And it wasn't until we got back to the hotel at night, my dad, who was that boy? Who was that guy? I was like, that's Keith Flint for the Prodigy. He's like, are they a band?
Are they a band?
I was like, kinda. So I showed him YouTube, and it was a video for Russia, I think it was. And it was just like 60,000 people jumping. He's like, that's who we met. It's like, Keith, you're just a nice wee dude, eh?
Yeah, but, it's a real shame.
I know, yeah. So, yeah, like from people like I grew up with, right up to people I listened to growing up to, like Fred Durst for Limp Bizkit, Keith Flint.
And even these are people you've got to work with, like where have become like Braw ambassadors.
Aye.
Whether it's not like, there's Shug, for example.
Well, exactly. Aye,
who is in his own is a Braw ambassador effectively in his own way.
Aye, yeah, totally. He's a character as well. He's been there from the early days as well.
Yeah.
Always in dropping advice in the group. Always supporting in every way.
Very much so.
He's up for everything as well. Like I've got a 360 camera, and I says to Shug at the champs one year, can you take that on stage and just walk? And just so I can get a 360 video, a VR video of what it's like to walk on the stage.
Yeah, yeah.
And he done it, man. He smashed it. It was brilliant. And then like Davey Wallace, Lindsay Houston, the Glasgow Beard and Moustache Club, the Edinburgh Beard and Moustache Club. You meet so many friends through it. It's brilliant. People who I probably wouldn't have met if it wasn't for the brand. It's you build some lifelong friendships.
I never like talking over the technical side too much because that's your thing, all the secrets stay in the lab. Yeah. But I've always wanted to ask you, was at any point did you go, I'm going to nail this, smash this one, and then the oils came out and you went, that's honking, that's not going near any customers, we're redoing it again, because you're always having to reinvent and you're having to see what other people are doing, and you've always kind of been, I think, quite cool in terms of like, well, they're doing that, so I'm going to go this way.
I never try to copy anybody.
Yeah.
I always try and be original. Which is like the BRAWCAST, the vlog, as far as I'm aware.
People weren't interested in beard oil companies having podcasts until BRAWCAST started happening. We're not saying nothing.
But yeah,
we see yous.
But even like the championships, I don't think any other beard company had their own event. I think it was all like clubs who would put an event on and get headline sponsorship, whereas we put our own one on. I could be wrong on that, but I think that was the case. So yeah, always trying to stay creative. Every year we release an oil for the champs. And then that oil becomes the anniversary one in October. And there's been a few shit ones, like, for sure. But there's been a few products I've tried that haven't worked. Like, we've done a hair pomade at one point.
That's right.
Or pomade, or however the fuck you say it.
I never know, man.
No, I'm not sure. I've not got hair, so like, so we've done that for about a year. It sat on the shelf for most of the time.
People just didn't want it?
Didn't really sell.
No.
Some people loved it. And then,
could that be because of, we take the school picture every year of all the bald bearded guys?
Be, mate. It could
and there is basically the whole stage is full.
Full of, it seems to be a thing with guys with beards. There's like gravity kicks in that goes for the hair through the face to the chin.
I don't think I'm there yet. I'm on my way, no doubt.
I certainly am.
On my way, no doubt.
I was at Orbit Smoke Barbers this morning getting a haircut and a wee beard.
Oh, were you? Oh.
Thanks, Angela.
I didn't know we were doing that.
Making me look pretty.
I keep saying I'm going to go through and then I just don't. I'm a scumbag.
No, it's good, man. Like the pomade, it wasn't a flop, but it wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be.
Right. But that must be, but again, it's all part of learning.
That's it. It's just you try things if they work. I think it's down to how you push it as well, how you market it as well. And that was one that it'll always stick in my head that it was probably the worst failure. But
I mean, we've suggested a couple over the years. Hang on, did you do coasters? Did you do coasters? You did do coasters.
But they're just the beer mats.
Just the beer mats. Beer mats. Sorry, I'm calling them coasters.
Well, yeah, well, a coaster would be like a you know, you get
Quite
the
a thick
slate
thing,
ones.
Yeah.
I've not done them yet.
Well, we're looking for the dinner set.
A dinner set.
We're looking for the dinner set.
Okay.
Like the mat and the 2 knives and the 2 forks and the dessert spoon and the cheese spoon. So it's not a cheese spoon, cheese knife.
What's the really fancy spoons you get where they've got like a decoration at the top of them, at the top of the handle? You've got the spoon bit, you've got the handle bit, and then there's like a wee decoration at the top.
Oh, I don't know.
Can they get them for the Queen's coronation or something?
I don't know what they're called. I only found out what a cheese knife looked like the other day.
Okay.
I was like, so what makes it a cheese knife? Well, it's because you can cut it a certain way and then jab it and use it as a...
Oh, is that one with 2 spikes in there?
Aye. I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
It was just a medieval weapon or
Well, all I'm
something.
going to say is, so there's that. We've got the cheese board set coming.
Oh, what I was thinking with the spoon is you could have the
Trumpet
Brawl logo
sock.
on the top.
Have you got one for trumpet socks?
No, I don't know that.
I mean, if you have a trumpet, you always keep it in the sock so you can probably have trumpet. It's going to fly off the shelves, John. It's going to fly off. The soda stream.
You're still on the soda stream, eh?
What it is basically, I might as well tell you, it's basically just a soda stream and you just put a sticker on it.
Okay, we'll do
It's
that.
money to be made. One person is going to buy it.
Somebody will.
One guy.
I know. That was the thing that I went through a phase of asking. I still do it, but I used to do it more often. Was ask the customers kind of what they want.
Yeah.
It's a way to bit of market research, and some of the things that came up were interesting. Somebody suggested tennis rackets.
Tennis rackets.
Yeah, I'm assuming it would be. You know how.
That's one person that plays tennis.
Well, that's it. I know why. It's like that's going to be an expensive tennis racket.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing that, you know, when you get a tennis racket, and you've got the mesh. They sometimes print a logo.
They would
on
have
there.
a logo in there.
Aye.
Yeah. I remember I saw that once when it was a Nike one, and I remember going like, that's cool. Look at that. You just sit there looking at it. That's cool. Look at that. Hey, that's
And then you put it down and lean it against the wall, and that's the last you look at it.
That's the last you look at it. Honestly, I think my brothers went through a badminton phase, which didn't last long at all. Yeah. What's a fucking... The next time you open up the badminton case, there's a dent in the side of it because someone's been whacked with it or something, or who knows. Yeah. Although I played squash once, I'm never fucking doing that again. Oh my God.
I've never played that, man.
Murder.
Intense.
Murder. Way too intense.
Aye.
And then you'll see some, old guy and he's like 65 or something, just fucking man at me, and you're like, oh my God.
Nah.
Like I needed an inhaler just to look at this guy.
Stuff like that, man. I've seen folk playing it before.
But we have to ask about the future. We have to ask about the future. Now, people are going to think like, I made that, setting that up, like, it's all over. No. 10th year anniversary.
Yeah.
We've got to talk about the future because it's in everyone's mind just now. Obviously, Brawbeard has thrived and things have changed. I mean, obviously, the YouTube channel's growing, the community's growing as well, and as is BRAWCAST as well. So, and we're always talking new ideas to do for that. But what for you does the future look like then? What would you want to do? Obviously, championships coming again in February. That'd be great. First time in. Oh, fuck,
3 years. Say 3 years, I will be.
Oh my God, 3 years. Because we did the BRAWCAST live last year.
Yeah, that's right. I had the BRAWCAST live because we wanted to do something, basically keep the stage warm and just remind people we're there.
Yep.
And so we done BRAWCAST live.
We sat on those couches that were way too.
I know.
And we were all shocked by how tight Calvin Young's clothes were. Like they were so tight.
He's a muscly dude, isn't he?
He's a muscly dude, but they were tight, man. Like there's being a muscly dude, and then they was wearing tight clothes. It's like, did he run into Sainsbury's and they only had small, and he was like, off today.
Went in a paint shop and they sprayed him on.
Oh my God, man, ridiculous.
That was good fun though. That was good.
Yeah, it was good fun, but not every time watching him getting on and off a couch, it was like
squeaking as he stood up.
I'm worried about him. I'm worried about him. That belt went the wrong way. Could have cut him clean in half. Do you know what I mean?
Imagine.
They were so tight.
Oh fuck, I know. I'm just thinking that worked out well, because that was episode 100 of the BRAWCAST.
That was. So I don't know where we are right now. We're like 120 something. Maybe just.
Yeah, it must be close to 20.
Is this 20?
I don't know, mate. To be honest.
Terrible, man. That's
119, 120, something like that.
Oh, wouldn't it be fucking shite if this was 21? It would be great if it was 20.
If it's 20,
it's 21. It's like 19.
I could check my phone.
103.
Fuck it.
45. Episode 4. Episode 4. Welcome to BRAWCAST.
Welcome to the early days. We went back in time. What was the question again, Billy? I forgot.
What was I asking about?
The future.
The future. Yes.
Aye. And no like real plans as such, nothing major, because just economic times at the moment, you're just kind of riding the wave and seeing what happens. But yeah, championships, I want to keep that yearly event, possibly do 2 events a year.
Really?
That'd be interesting. I've got a few ideas for that. Nothing concrete, but always chucking it up. You know yourself, always chuck ideas at you.
That's all we can do, yeah.
Something. Yeah, extend the Brotherhood community. Like, as we're saying, it's such a good community. Everybody's cool. Everybody's there for the same reason. Obviously, the things they've got in common are Brawbeard and beards. It's you get invited to the Brotherhood community through buying a product. There's a customer community, and there's a lot of stuff like talk about mental health in there. People helping each other out, and I just like to extend that further, because I know there's so many people suffering mental health issues. So if we can do it through our scene, I want to do that.
Yeah.
Also release more products. It would be cool. Well, something I've spoke about in the past would be have a premises where we could have a shop, a small shop.
Oh wow!
And like a couple of barber chairs, maybe a tattoo area, something like that. But the way things are now,
maybe not right now.
It's heavily expensive. So yeah, it was an idea a few years ago, and then pandemic kicked in, and prices went through the roof. So yeah, that's on the back burner at the moment. Still something I'm thinking about. We'll see.
The lab might end up being through the back or something, but it'd be a premises and a place that people could go and hang out.
Just kind of hang out area.
Yeah. That sounds very cool.
So that's the big goal, I guess. We'll see what happens. But
then there'll be a chain. Then there'll be Brawbeard World.
I know, yeah.
A theme park somewhere.
Theme park, that'd be cool.
Where you could ride the beard.
You could have like a big.
Could have phrased that better. I think we'll agree.
Oh, what's those? Remember those pirate ships?
Aye.
Have that big man's head with a beard just hanging off a beard.
Well, that'll be all right. We've got folk that can model for that. That would be ideal.
I know. I'm sure there's a bit of health and safety involved.
Either that, or
as
we
well,
just get David Wallace to do it on his own.
Yeah, that's
There with his arm.
making a noises with his mouth.
Davey! There's music playing. I don't care. We'll just keep it going. So, 10 years is a huge amount of time to do anything.
Yeah.
Like a fucking huge amount of time.
Yeah.
You still clearly love it after all this time.
Oh, yeah, man, totally.
You still clearly love it after all this time. Was there ever any doubts? You'd said there's been a couple of times that you maybe thought about cashing it in, but was there ever any doubts that this is the way? Because it has built steadily. We even talked about it like during lockdown, like fucking hell, what's happening? You're going, well, the orders are still coming in. So,
that's it, yeah.
You know, folk are still wanting their beards to look good in the house.
And it's sometimes you think is this worth it, and then you look at the customer reviews. You know, on the website, there's well over 1,000 5-star reviews there now, and you look at them, you're like, fucking hell, this actually does mean something to people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People do appreciate it.
1,000, we could fill a low-level football stadium.
I know.
With positive customer reviews.
I know, man.
Like, I don't know, Clydebank FC or something like that.
Yeah.
Musselburgh,
I could fill that in the bar.
Oh, there we go.
But yeah, it's things like that. It's like sometimes you feel down. It's like anything, anybody. You always have up and down.
Yeah.
And but yeah, you just look at customer reviews. Like, you look at what people are saying in the Facebook group, and you're like, fuck it, this is definitely worth keep going.
So, what advice would you give? Like, if anyone, because it was 10-year anniversary, we're going to be here for the 20-year anniversary. Fucking think of that.
Imagine the nick of us then.
How old will be?
This will be a full grey beard.
Oh, the grey, everything. A bald, big grey beard.
I've seen a crutch in the corner there. I think I need that.
Probably need that. I'll probably need like something to hold my arsehole together or something like that. Probably prolapsed. Just like, you know, like a windsock at an airport. Just like, just be there by that point. Just hanging.
Send my catheter
I'm going to pop it back out with a chopstick every 2 minutes. Just I can't help myself. But what advice would you give to anything? So we're taking Brawbeard out for a second, and we're having just JJ, because I think it's an inspiring story. What advice would you give to anyone that's thinking about taking the plunge into, you know, a side hustle, but a dream, something you wanted to get the beard oil company going? You thought, well, this will be fun, but then that fun always turns into, well, this could be a job. Where did that happen for you?
To be honest, man, it's consistency. It's like whatever you're going to do is just being consistent at it. Whether that's posting on social media every day, you got to do it every day. Because, like I said with the training thing, if you miss a day, people lose faith in you. You got to become credible. Post on social media every day. Know what you're talking about as well. It's funny, man. I'm not going to mention the name, but I had a message from a beard oil company before I came in. No. And they were asking...
I'll guess, Johnny's beard oil?
Hey, you're not fucking far off.
Fucking yes, Barbag beard.
I'll show you after this. That's
Oh my God!
That's not far off. But they say, would you feature us on your page? And
Right.
I don't think they realise I'm a brand, like a beard oil brand. But anyway, they're just starting out, and the logo is a complete rip-off of a drinks company.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, and you were so fucking close to it.
Johnny's beards.
That's good. I'm not going to say who it was.
James's beard.
That's not fair. But,
Jack's beard. Jack's beard?
but it's... No.
Jono's beard.
No.
Jono's beard oil.
No.
Ah.
You were close with the Johnnies. Anyway.
Condom beards.
So it's been original. You can't just take someone else's logo and fucking use it.
No.
Because you'll get sued for
You're gonna get done
like
for that.
Exactly. So you got to start off original logo, original name, committed to what you're doing. You need to turn up every day and commit to it. And if you're starting a side hustle alongside a job, keep the job going because that pays the bills and that allows you to be creative with your side hustle. Because if you go all in on your side hustle, creativity goes out the window because you're stressing about it. Yeah, you know what it's like, innit? So it's just consistency, man. It's just discipline to keep producing content. In this day and age, it's producing content.
Producing content.
Yeah, it's getting your face out there and not being afraid to talk on camera.
And taking your top off.
And I never took my top. I just lifted it, man.
There's going to be a calendar.
To be honest, I didn't even.
There's going to be a calendar.
There was a calendar.
Oh, there was.
We done the calendar in 2014.
Naked calendar.
Wasn't naked.
Well,
I wasn't naked.
it's what people want. Think of the success of OnlyFans. Do you know what I mean? There's going to be somebody out there that wants to see you stirring a bowl of soup with your beard.
Maybe.
I don't mean anything like dodgy. You know,
Just lifting my top off.
Lifting your top off. If there's someone out there that wants to rub, beard oil into their balls, that's probably going to be good for it.
That was something that came up actually. Somebody suggested doing a pube oil.
That's because of Manscaped.
No, it was before Manscaped.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, this was.
You done the Manscaped market
2014. I don't know, but just use beard oil. It's the same fucking thing. It'd just be different marketing.
An ass chamois.
An ass chamois. You do get ass chamois.
Do you?
Aye, for mountain biking. It's chamois cream.
Well, fuck me. There's money on the table.
Yeah, I know. Well, I used to race mountain bikes. We done
Dick polish.
No, I don't know about that one.
No, I'm going to leave it with you. Johnny's beards are going to do that, I can tell you that.
Possibly now, I've just slated them. Now you get chamois cream for mountain biking. Stop the chafing.
Oh, there you go. You live in man.
Yeah.
Not only did we learn about the last 10 years of Brawbeard, we also learned that John is now going to go into the exciting world of arse chamois.
Mate, it's nothing. It's something I'd never want to revisit. We'd done a couple of 24-hour mountain bike races as a team, not alone. So first time I done it was 4 of us in the team. Second time I done it was 2 of us in the team. So it's 12 hours each mountain biking. And chamois cream's essential, man. You got to stick it in there to stop the chafing.
If you've been affected by anything in this episode of BRAWCAST, if you have been unauthorizedly chamoised at any point on a mountain bike, please phone the number that will be at the bottom of the screen. There's going to be no number at the bottom of the screen. Just
my email address.
And a random person's mobile. Is he still giving out my number, that arsehole? That's all we've got time for on this episode of BRAWCAST.
That's been good, man.
It's been fun catching up. Here's what you can do. Don't forget, head over, check out all the archive episodes. Some brilliant ones in there. Funny ones, interesting ones, a little bit of everything we try and bring you here. And of course, don't forget to hit the subscribe button over on the YouTube channel, where not only will you get episodes of BRAWCAST, but you'll get vlogs, instructional videos, and some special one-off videos and events.
Yeah.
All that type of stuff. Make sure to go and check that out.
Yeah.
That's all the good stuff. And of course, like and subscribe on social media, follow, poke, all of it.
Is that still a thing?
I don't know, I've not poked anyone.
No, me neither.
In a while. Could have phrased that better, I think, Willie. Nobody came out well from that at all. That's all we've got time for this episode. We'll see you next time for another BRAWCAST.
See
Bye.
ya. Bye.